Sarupa here from the soulagentblog.com and sarupashah.com, and it is the season of selfies. It's December the 1st, in fact, today when I'm filming this, and it's a great time of excitement because we're building up to the end of the year and Christmas and party season and sparkles and all sorts of great things, seeing friends and family, and yeah, it's a heartwarming time. It's also a great time of reflection and a time that we project forward, you know, a lot, because everyone is thinking about the next year. And even if you're saying that you're not thinking about it, the fact that you're not thinking about it because you're annoyed with everybody else that is or going on about it, it's there. There's some kind of resistance or tension or just something that isn't aligned with all of this. And of course we need to be in the present moment, but projecting a little bit into our future never hurt, and it's appropriate at this time when everybody else is getting into that excitement and the energy is moving, opening. You know, there is a new year energy coming, and each new year has its own signature, so it is appropriate that we allow our energy to expand. So I want to share with you an exercise around money, a topic that I love talking about and teaching about and sharing about, because it's one of those sticky icky ones that can get people riled, wound up, upset, stressed. All sorts of things can happen when, you know, you hear people talking about money. We can feel really guilty as well, like, am I wrong, am I bad, does it make me greedy to want to think about it? But actually, the reason it's so beautiful is because it's connected to everything about us. It's an energy that if we can resolve, then we're resolving the love we have for ourselves. We're resolving the sense of worth. We're increasing it. Our self-esteem increases, our confidence increases, and our ability to serve out in the world increases. It all just has this wonderful knock-on effect on everything. So it's a topic that is important for heart-centered and conscious entrepreneurs to really resolve within them. It's part of our archetype. It's part of what we're here to resolve for ourselves, because being spiritual or spiritually minded or spiritually hearted or spiritually souled, however you want to see it, isn't exclusive and against or opposite anything to do with material success. And I'm not talking about having greed or having this desire for just stuff, you know, and that's all in balance. I'm talking about this in balance, where you get to thrive and you get to share your gifts. So I want to share with you this little exercise, okay? Something that I used to do when I was a child, and I've been finding that increasingly I'm going back to more and more stuff that I did as a child, because there was an openness and there was a lack of doubt and question, and I wasn't kind of thinking, oh, will this work, or how can it work? It was just what I knew instinctively, even more so than intuitively. I just knew this is what you have to do. This is what I need to do if I want something to happen. So I want you to get a piece of paper and write down on it what you want to earn next year. Now, I'm not going to ask you to be realistic, but if you've earned say 0 so far in 2014, and I know some people have struggled this year, and then you say you want to earn 500,000 or 1 million next year, it's not impossible. But if it's just one of those figures that you pluck that you then can completely disassociate with, what's the point? But if you've earned 0 or near enough 0 this year, and you say you want to only earn 5,000 next year, are you really giving yourself a stretch? So you need to find that point of balance, okay? It's really important, and it's something that I'm going to do with everyone that's coming to the December 20th workshop that I've got in London, and I'll tell you more about that later. But you need to make that right figure for next year. Put it on a piece of paper, fold it up. Doesn't matter how you fold it up, doesn't matter what the colour of the paper is, and then put it under your pillow and just sleep on it for 7 nights, okay? Nothing else that you have to do. You just sleep on it, you sleep with it, you can forget about it, that it's there. Week 2, have a note in your diary, okay, to remind you, week 2, it's still there. Week 2, you create your affirmation. So if you start this now, you're still going to have time to complete this before 2015 actually kicks in. So week 2, you create your affirmation around this. So if your affirmation was that you want to earn 100,000 next year, then you start to say, in 2015, I am earning 100,000. In 2015, I am earning 100,000. Use your own language. Use, you know, words that that fit with you. That might not, that particular way that I just shared, it might not be how you want to say it. So you do that for a week. You say that every morning 10 times and every evening 10 times, okay? So you really get into the energy of it, and you're still sleeping with this piece of paper. You don't need to look at it. Even when you change the bed stuff, make sure it goes back in there. Don't wash it, whatever you do, that piece of paper. That's something you can't do. Week 3, have a little note in your diary. Week 3, you start writing your plan. You have to start writing your plan. This belief, particularly that lots of women share about other women, feminine ways to attract. Well, yeah, but attraction requires a form of magnetism, and that is an action. That requires you to be exuding an energy that's going to attract something of equal measure and equal value. And that requires you to sometimes think beyond the kind of box of limitation that you have been living and working in. So this is really important. You start to make your plan. You start, and this is what I call my divine business plan, okay? And I'm going to really briefly share a few little bits about it. And you can find more at the blog. You can just do a little search and you'll see kind of things that I've written and shared, and diagrams that I've shared about planning. So you really want to look at how you've already decided what you want to earn. You've created the energy relationship with it through your affirmation, and what you're going to do. And why. Always why, your big why. Not just because I want to earn that 100 grand or more or less, whatever it is. It's the why. What is in it for you, and what's in it for the people that are going to buy your product or service. So what you're going to do, and the why, which covers you and the people who are going to be buying or using your products and services. So this is my kind of 3-step magical manifestation process that I wanted to share with you. Perfect time because it is December, and you've got enough time to do this and party and start shifting your energy, not walking into 2015 with a heaviness. And if you want to get more deeply connected to your money story, about where you are, and build that bridge to where you want to go, which is about deepening your understanding about how money and you relate, how it works, how you can start to call it in, how you can shift by going up the spiral, this relationship with money, so that your gifts can get out on a bigger platform, global platform perhaps. Maybe you want to be serving hundreds of thousands of people, not just a few hundred or a handful that it has been. Then you need to change that kind of inner relationship that you've got with yourself, and money is that route in. Then I want to encourage you to come to London on December the 20th. I'm running a workshop in London. If you're a little bit far and you want to come to London, come along. The shops will be open late that evening. You'll be able to do lots of exciting shopping. We may even get to go out and have a nice drink somewhere and continue the celebration. But in that day, 1-day workshop, I'm going to share with you some tools and tips around understanding where you are and understanding how you can build that bridge to where you want to go. So I'm going to be showing material that I've never taught before. And it is really powerful. We're going to be looking at the seasons and setting an intent that comes from your soul and from your spirit to really shift this energy. So it's not just for the day of the workshop. It's actually going to be for 2015 and beyond. You know, there's no point having a workshop and then forgetting everything and going back. This is really about embedding this new thing, so that this new way of being, so that you can become the inspiration that you've always known you were here to be, so you can have the riches that you knew that you were here to be, and you can inspire others to know that they can. And that is what the new era is about, everybody having equal abundance. And those of us that have the ability to make those shifts first, we can open the pathways and the doorways for others. So come and join me. The link is below, but it's thesoulagentblog.com Money Workshop 2014, thesoulagentblog.com Money Workshop 2014, and I shall look forward to having a magical adventure with you on the 20th.